Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be our January expenses, and this was the first time that I actually tracked every single expense that I had in a full month. I will say this is all of my personal spending. This does not include any subscriptions, bills, anything like that. This is simply just what I spend my money on when I get my personal allowance. So for the month of January, it really was an experiment for me because I truly just let myself kind of freely spend, if you will. I really just wanted to see in a full month what I spent my money on. I already had an idea because I know all my money goes to food, but I wanted to kind of see if I spent my money on going out shopping or on shoes, nails, anything like that. And at the end of the month, I realized that a majority of my expenses came from one category, which we're gonna get into. So off camera, I highlighted all these different categories. And just for reference, we have this orange is going to be miscellaneous. The yellow I will talk about when we get to it. The green is gas, blue is laundry, pink is my personal spending, and red is takeout. Red being danger. This is something I know I spend the most money on, so it's red because I really want it to stick out for me when I'm looking back at my expenses. I'm going to put this off screen, but I will also kind of remind you guys what each of the colors means as we go through. So I first started using the Budget Mom expense trackers off her website. These are free printables, and so before I even got this book, I tried to do this in a free DIY way of tracking my expenses. But as I had mentioned in other videos, I really wanted to focus on a workbook. I put everything on this sheet, and then this is the end of January. Here I'm going to put the grand totals of all the different categories. So essentially, let's start from the top. We can see that at the beginning of the month, majority of my expenses were takeout, miscellaneous, personal spending, which was the Budget Mom workbook, and a couple envelopes. That came out to $78.15 with shipping, all that stuff. Gas, and then the rest of the month, takeout. And honestly, it's so funny. So during this time, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was actually a snow day here in Tennessee. So that was really fun. And so everything was closed. I stayed home with my husband. And so that was 4 days. We didn't spend any money, or at least I didn't spend any money. I stayed home. But immediately when I went back to work, you can see I went back to eating a lot of fast food takeout. Miscellaneous, as I arrived in Tennessee, I needed to switch over my Texas license to Tennessee, and the fee to get that switched over is $100. And then we see I continued on with my fast food. I looked through my bank. I found a couple more statements. This right here is laundry, and I wanted to call out this one right here. I actually have not used my credit card in over 6+ months, but I did use my credit card once for the first time for $61.16 at the vitamin shop. I was getting some vitamins, and I just really didn't, long story short, when I put them into my expenses. This was like a big no-no, but this was the one and only time. I guarantee you guys will not see any more credit card expenses the rest of the year. This was just something I had left on one of my like little small ones, and since these vitamins were kind of a gift, I didn't want to spend my own money. I know that sounds really messed up, but I didn't. So I wanted to keep all my totals as like just me. This was a one-time thing, and I will not be repurchasing these. So it was just, like I said, a gift that I spent there. Moving on. And then as we continue on over here, we have more takeout. Laundry is in blue. Takeout. For Christmas, my mom and my stepdad gave me $150, and with that $150, I spent $76.83 on the Taylor Swift Lover cardigan. Next thing was I went to Dollar General, and I guess I just spent, oh yeah, so I went to Dollar General because there's like literally nothing out here, and I needed some nails, and I went to Dollar General like it says. I spent $20.03. I bought a couple other things as well, but essentially it was just a nail run. Then we continued with our takeout, gas, laundry, takeout, and some personal spending. So I'm going to go ahead and count everything up, and then I'm going to put the grand totals right over here. Okay, so I spent in the month of January $254.55 on takeout. That is $254.55 on takeout. Let's do $254.55. So that is our takeout amount. The next category will be miscellaneous. And it looks like I spent $10.42 on Dayquil in January and $100 for my cosmetology fee. And right over here, miscellaneous on nails, $20.03 plus $20.03. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this a personal. Yeah, that's going to be a personal expense. Now that I think about it more, that's what I'm wanting to do, is make a category on its own for nails. So I'm going to jot that down as a personal spending. So let me redo that. So it should be $110.42. Let's just total these two. So 100 plus 10.42. So miscellaneous, that's truly that amount. Alright, so the next category is going to be my personal expenses. And the first one we have was the Budget Mom workbook, the workbook we are working in. And that was $78.15 with shipping. And I did purchase some cash envelopes. And this is the large size workbook. So that was $78.15. The next personal expense that I have would be right over here, where I had mentioned that I actually think the Dollar General was a personal expense because it was for nails. It was not miscellaneous as I had it originally. So that is going to be adding $20.30. I technically have this Taylor Swift as a personal expense, but it was a gift, so I'm not including it. So for Christmas, I got $150, and with that money, I did get this Taylor Swift Lover sweater. And so it was a gift. I'm not including that in my expenses at the end of the month. And so I did just recently add this Dollar General, but just to recap, I have one more personal expense, and that was in the total of $37.03. So my personal spending was $135.21. All right, the next expense I see is gas. And we spent $32. Down here, $30. And one more time for $30. $92 in gas. The next category down here is laundry. But I did notice for the month of January, I did track my laundry, but I think now I'm going to put our laundry in a utilities budget, not so much in my personal spending, and just make an allowance or a cash envelope for the laundry. So next time I probably will not be recording that, at least not in this way. I don't know, it really doesn't affect anything, but I do think if anything it's just going to show me how much I should start budgeting for on my paycheck expenses, on my paychecks, how much I should start taking out for laundry. At least I can do that. So we have one for $10 over here, one laundry 5 and 110. So 10 down here plus 5 plus 10. So $25 a month on laundry. And let's see, we have gas, laundry. This credit card expense, like I said, I am not going to be using the credit card anymore. That was a one-time thing because it was a gift and I really just didn't want to dip in to any of my personal spending. I know that's crazy and we're breaking that habit. It was just simply, I don't know, we're moving on. And then take out miscellaneous, that was a gift, personal, gas, laundry. So that's everything. Let's go ahead and get the grand total for all of these categories. Okay, so now that we rounded up all of the totals and we have our categories, we have takeout with the most of $254.55, miscellaneous with the couple options. So miscellaneous, just a couple random things that really will not come up again, but that is quite a high number. But having my cosmetology license of $100, that alone was a one-time expense, and I don't have to renew my license for literally like another couple of years. It's totally fine. And then we have my personal spending of $135.21, where we got some nails at Dollar General, and then we did our Budget Mom workbook and a couple other things as well throughout the month, gas and laundry. So let's go ahead and get the grand total of how much I spent on my own personal spending. We have 254.55 plus 110 plus 135.21 plus $92 plus $25, which leaves us the grand total of $617.18. So as we can see, my takeout was out of control and I totally plan on doing an allowance. I will be talking more about my allowances and how much I'm allowing myself to have in takeout and my certain spending areas very soon. That's going to be on my February paycheck number 1, which was so low, you guys. I'm stressing. I think I might need to find another job or something very soon. So if you guys want to see me work with a very low paycheck, I recommend you guys subscribe and you can see kind of how I can make a small paycheck stretch. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video to kind of see how much just me, a random girl on the internet, spends on takeout, and that, yeah, it is bad. And I would love to know if you guys spend a lot on takeout too. What is the restaurant that just gets you into a lot of trouble? As you guys can see, I will point it out and call myself out. I spent a ton of money on McDonald's. I'm actually going to be tracking all the different restaurants that I eat at and make kind of a spreadsheet so I can see the grand totals of each restaurant. But where I live, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, which is fine, that's what I wanted, was country living. But with that being said, the only thing around here is McDonald's, and so I kind of just fell into that trap of small town life, and that's the only restaurant around. But I luckily am starting to get sick of McDonald's, and so I think it's just going to naturally happen in February that I will spend less because I'm not eating out as much. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.